Tiny Tarot, hey, what have you got to say today? I am low-key magical with the K, aka Christina Smart. That is Haley Dog that you hear in the background. And I am also here with podcast master Earl. Earl, how are you today?
I am fine today.
Oh man, and this is such a fantastic, this is episode number 8, the magical infinity number 8. And it just so happens on the day that we are recording number 8, it is a numerological 8, if you guys ever keep track of that sort of thing. So we thought, what a great lineup to talk about. What's everybody's favorite topic, but their least favorite topic? Money, finances, abundance. So we're going to talk with Tiny Tarot today about money. Those really are the most common reads that I see on YouTube and Facebook are people talking about romance. They want to know about their heart and where their love is going to come from, and also their finances, romances, finances. And today we're going to be really focusing on those finances. Everyone seems to be, and I'm saying everyone, only in the sense that we are reaching out to what we are considering an aggregate consciousness. Those of you that get to participate in this podcast and see this video or listen to it via your headphones. And I'm thinking the majority of the people that I even talk to individually, money comes up. It is a concern that they're going to have enough. It is overall a bit of a fearful, anxiety-driven, and even those that I talk to that do have enough, it's will it stay? I feel that every time I have, there are already hands reaching in to take. I feel like debt hangs over me, so that even when I have a full plate, it's like there are these mouths that automatically want to eat 3/4 of what I've just put on my plate. It feels like something that I'm working so hard for is being taken away from me. So we have to change that mindset. We know that. We know from previous Tiny Tarot reads that blockages that we've had before are being removed. We're being assisted with that. We can even go ahead and reach into the future and say they're gone. The blockages are gone. So how do we act from this point forward? How do we act in order to receive the abundance that we have created for ourselves? We know it's out there because we've gone through lack. Oh goodness, we've talked about that. We've gone through lackful times. We've gone through so much lackful thinking that now that we're trying to turn the other way, we understand it's there. All we have to do is turn and look over our shoulder at that 9 of Pentacles abundance that's been growing behind us this whole time. And how do we do that? Well, that's what we're going to talk to Tiny Tarot about today. So, Tiny Tarot, here's the thing. I've been working so hard on my abundance mindset. We've been doing that for a while, for years. Like since The Secret came out, and even before then, some people were already, if I can just turn the way that I think, if I can turn this around. What was that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Yes.
That said that's what we're teaching our kids, the way that we think about money, and so that keeps us locked in poverty, or it keeps us locked in a lackful mindset. So now that we can say, all right, we're completely aware of that. We are aware of that, and we know that there's something else for us here. How do we do that in the everyday? How do we make that work, Tiny Tarot? How do we turn this whole lackful mindset around? And I feel like with the energy going like it is, it's going to be easier than it was before. Where before it may have seemed really challenging in those moments where, oh gosh, I got a bigger paycheck than I ever got, but now my taxes are higher. Now I have another mouth to feed. Now I have, it seems, more mouths taking what just got put on my plate. And how do I stop anticipating that feeling and start feeling, oh, my plate is fuller. And look at that. My plate is even more full. And look, I have plenty to share. And it's all right if there are lots of mouths there. I'm just going to feed those mouths, and I'm going to continue to know that my plate is always full. My plate is always full. So how do we turn that around? Tiny Tarot, hey. What have you got to say about that today? And Earl, I have separated this deck into 3 equal piles, and I would like for you to intuitively choose Deck 1, 2, or 3. Pile 1, 2, or 3.
I'm feeling 3.
Feeling the 3
I want to see 3.
Seeing the 3. 3 is a pretty magical number. So, hey, Tiny Tarot, what's the card that we're starting with today? And this is the 3 of Wands. And the 3 of Wands is almost always interpreted as your ship is about to come in. Yay. What a fantastic card to start with. So let's look at this. The Wands are your work in the world. And this gentleman or female, in this particular case, the gender does not apply, we've come from the 2 of Wands to the 3 in this case. And I feel that that's important in this because the 2 of Wands is about the choice. You have a choice of what you want to do in the world. What choice are you going to make? But when you move to the 3, you have made that choice. You've said, okay, here's what I want to do. I'm going to be abundant from now on. I'm not playing around anymore. I realized that before I may have been in a tight spot. I may have been in a place that was extremely uncomfortable, and I was attempting to latch on to a belief system that was going to pull me out of it. Oh my gosh, abundance mindset, the secret. Now all I have to really do is focus on what I want and it can come to me. However, I feel that there was this little shift that we made with that in taking the current mindset that we had and just applying it to this new idea. So the current mindset was, I have to work really hard for my money. I'm having to please something. I'm having to please something that's bigger than me, whether it's a boss or a God or, a person in my family, whatever it is. I have to appease something. I have to be worthy in order to achieve this abundance. Now, with the secret and with abundance mindset, we started thinking, now I have to appease something else. It's like we took that, and even though it was a better idea, and even though it was a path to something that helped us expand our consciousness, some of us just took that original limiting mindset that we had before and we just applied it with a whole new set of vocabulary. So the energy didn't really shift, but the vocabulary did. All right. And when you think of it that way, it's like, oh, is that why I've been listening to the tapes and it feels like I've just been banging my head against the wall? Because even though I can speak to all of that, goodness sakes, when I'm channeling, there it goes. I know that I can speak to all of that, but just like alone and in meditation and in the moments when the rubber was hitting the road and the bill showed up in the mailbox, I could not find, that's the moment when I could not find the abundance mindset. And understand that with the new energy that's flowing into us, with what's available to us now, and if you have not seen previous podcasts, please go back and watch those because these messages are congruent throughout. It's not going to be that same kind of struggle. You could actually today go back through the same material that you struggled with before and you will hear it differently. It will apply to you in a much different way because you are understanding now. It's not about trying to be worthy so that abundance can finally flow to me. It's not that now I have to be so careful about what I say and so careful about what I think because once again, I'm trying to appease something. It really, truly is about what vibrational channel are you living and thinking and speaking primarily within? And this 3 of Wands says it's just not going to be as hard for you as it was before. That little, I feel like it's right on the tip of my tongue, but not quite. It's like I'm getting it, but not quite. That's going to click in. And where before it seemed like, what do I do? I'm kind of stuck in this choice. I'm not clear on why what I'm doing isn't working. Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? And then you're vibrating on why isn't it working? But with the 3 of Wands, the ship comes in. You've already made the decision about what to do next. It is really that click aha moment. It's not so much now I've got more work to do. It's now I'm beginning to see the result of that come to me. And where before I was pushing, now I'm about to be carried. What do you think that means? My ship is coming in. That means that which is going to carry you to what you have been looking for is on the horizon. It's on its way to you. The work that you've been doing is, now we're going to say paying off, but you have to understand this has been vibrational work. This is the work that you do in the world, but the wands represent the tools that we've used. You've been using these tools for quite some time. There are a lot of us that have been working the secret and working the law of attraction and working abundance mindset for quite some time with the best intentions. And we've gained ground. It's fantastic. We've gained ground, but it's so funny. We were talking before. It's like we've been vacuuming without the vacuum cleaner plugged in, and that's changing for us. So what's coming to us is the ability to use the tools, but now effectively. Okay, now we know what we're doing. It's not standing there with both wands going, I don't know, is this right, do I do this, do I do that, what do I do next? No, this is all right. No, I got my tools and some new ones that I've developed. This is what I've decided to do, and guess what, my ship's coming in, which means the energy is coming in to take us to the next step. Yay, right out of the gate we've got positivity from Tiny Tarot, and then the Nine of Cups. Sometimes I would swear, Earl, it looks like are you guys putting these cards together ahead of time? No, we are not. This is exactly what Tiny Tarot is bringing to us, and I'm very, very thankful for that. The Nine of Cups is a positive card. It's often called a wish fulfillment card. Pardon me. And this individual here is really happy, and it's kind of like a toast is being raised to him. And I get a story from Tiny Tarot with this. And this is like someone, I call him a baker. He's a baker, and he's been baking for a lot of his life. So he's gotten really good at it, and he has his own bakery. And this is the moment where he has been asked to come to a banquet, supply the food for the banquet. It was so fantastic that they asked him to come in and sit and join the banquet, and they all raised a toast to him. That feels like a lot, but there's a lot in there. There's a lot in there to unpack. This is what this individual loves to do. And because this person loves to do that, that has grown itself into everything that this person has built. And it seems that at some point, it's inevitable when you've done that, when you've poured your heart into something, when you've really dedicated yourself fully. The cups represent, the cup literally is like our heart, because it holds the emotions, and the emotions are represented by water. So the cup is you holding on to what is so important to you and what you see as valuable to you in your emotions, in your heart. And he has built over time something beautiful, so many cups that can hold so much love that it all comes back to him. And it's a 9, 3, 6, 9, so those build on each other. This is just one of those absolute satisfaction moments. And what is one of the big messages that we get when we talk about, if you think about, if you've ever gone through abundance mindset or wealth mindset, I started to say propaganda, but any of that, the books, you know what I mean? Like for a while there, it was being sold so heavily, and it's on YouTube. If you just put in law of attraction or abundance or any of that stuff, so heavily. And if you really do dig into that, the importance is to feel satisfaction. The importance of what do I resonate with right now? Okay, Tiny Tarot, let's just straight up say it. What do I resonate with right now so that ship that I can see on the horizon comes to me? I want to say faster. Come on, baby, bring it on in. But how do we, now that I can see that ship's on the horizon, how do I, okay, this ship is mine, it's coming in, I'm going to start prepping to get on it. I can see what my next steps are very clearly. Well, then act with satisfaction. Act as if this is enough. The fact that I've been able to see it, make a decision, know what I need to do next. Okay, I'm changing my mindset. It's that clear, because I know what's coming to me. I know that during this time of discomfort that I experienced in my life, that I created so much more for myself. And I know it's inevitable that I move towards it. All I have to do is tune myself to the person, to the whole. Remember, do you even know what whole and healthy looks and feels like? If whole and healthy is right there on the horizon for you, because you know that this is what you've been working towards. Now, we're talking about finances right now, but you can really say this with just about anything that you have been working to manifest for yourself. It's literally right there on the horizon for you. And you've got the tools in your hand that you know that you can continue working, and that this time they're going to continue to work for you. It's not going to feel like you're banging your head against a wall so much. And how do we tune in immediately to that? Because we can get the feeling of the manifestation before it's actually here in front of us, with the feeling of satisfaction. I am satisfied and eager for what's coming next. That is such a powerful combination of energies there. I am satisfied with how long I've been working and everything that I've done, and I know that it's enough. I don't have to have that constant feeling of oh my gosh, it's not enough, and I'm getting too old, and it's not happening fast enough, and we can let go of that and sit within, you know what, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with the life I've lived. I'm satisfied with the work I've done. I'm satisfied with where I'm heading, because I know how wonderful it's going to be. I am satisfied, and I am enough. And that is the vibration that brings the abundance on in. I mean, that's the one where the ship goes, oh, I see that. It's like becoming the lighthouse. Ooh, that is a really, really powerful metaphor. It is like becoming the lighthouse in that moment that allows the ship, which is, this is the law of attraction, that the ship doesn't want to go right where it's dark and spooky and foggy and things aren't clear. The ship's going to go where the lighthouse is, where it says, okay, this is where it's safe to come into harbor or whatever. And you are doing that by beaming out satisfaction. I know that I've done the work, and I can continue to use my tools, and I know that they're going to work well for me, and I don't have to worry about the next bill that comes in, because I know that everything I need is going to show up in precisely the right timing. And what do we do next, Tiny Tarot? Like, okay, that's great. So I've got this mindset. And Tiny Tarot says Knight of Pentacles, and this is absolutely perfect. The Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles represent obviously money, but also all of the things that are material in this world that increase our comfort, the things that we're doing all the work for, right? This is why I go to work every day. This is why I've been saving. This is why I've been cutting back. This is why I have been, all of these things that I have worked towards. And this is why I go into meditation. This is why I journal. This is why I make a list of my goals. This is why I focus. This is why I get up early in the morning. This is why I have been, what I have felt like we're making sacrifices, as if sacrifices were necessary. That's part of the mindset that we have to change. It's not so much about sacrifices and trying to appease the law of attraction. That's the same crap that we were trapped in before. We're not going to do that anymore. It's about beaming out the power of satisfaction and saying, guess what? I'm satisfied and I'm ready for more satisfaction. That's all that the law of attraction can bring you when you're satisfied, is more things that are satisfying. Why do we torture ourselves and go in the wrong direction? I don't know. But here we go. Knight of Pentacles. And the thing about the Knight of Pentacles is that he is dedicated. He's got a plan, and he's dedicated to that plan. And this says, and don't stop. Not only do you beam satisfaction, but you don't stop beaming that satisfaction. The Knight of Pentacles, it's an earth energy, so it moves a little bit slower. And if you decide, man, I am satisfied, I'm feeling so satisfied today, this means tomorrow I'm probably going to win the lottery. And then you don't win the lottery, and the next day, so you go, well, I'm right back into dissatisfaction. You're letting the outside world, you're letting the reflections of the old creations dictate how you feel today. And unfortunately, how you feel today is what's beaming out how you're going to see the reflections upcoming tomorrow. I mean, it's not literally tomorrow, but the way that you beam that energy out is what's creating your next series of tomorrows. And when you beam out satisfaction and you don't give up on that, You say, okay, look, I figured this out. I've got the tools to do. I know they're working for me now. That is incredibly satisfying right there. Just to know that from now on, it's just not going to be so hard. And I'm going to start fostering that same feeling of satisfaction. I'm not going to be so hard on myself, but I am going to be very discerning about how I let this, okay, stay as my primary vibration. And that means being steady. That means staying on the horse. That means being in charge in some cases where I may let someone, we all have those people in our lives that we feel trigger us somewhat. And we'll be flying high. And then we have an interaction with them and go, oh God, why do I let me feel so bad about myself? Well, guess what? We've got the tools that we need to stop that. Now that we can see it, now that we're aware of it, oh my gosh, I'm suddenly aware that when I hang out with so-and-so, that doesn't feel so good anymore. And you know what? I'm a lot more discerning than I used to be about how I feel. I prefer to be in satisfied mode. Guess what? I prefer to feel good about myself. So I'm going to be a little more insisting about, hey, you know what? That's something that doesn't fall in line with my higher code. And my higher code is, I know that I am deserving of good things. I know what I'm heading towards. I know it's all going to be good. I understand now that feeling satisfied and feeling good about myself is exactly what I need to do and where I really need to put my focus in order to achieve my long-term goal. We're playing the long game here. This isn't about, let's be honest though, when you choose to feel satisfaction, you feel good right now. And it's feeling good in the now that brings you closer to everything that you want. So doing that and insisting on that is playing the long game, because for you, you're creating this not just for right this second, but in the moment when you do it, you're creating it in the future for yourself as well. It's really a lot of energy that goes directly towards what you are trying to create. But in the moment, when someone's trying to knock you off that horse, you have to be strong and say, all right, you know what? I realize that just slow time down. I feel like I'm about to be triggered right now. And that really falls out of alignment with how fantastic I was feeling about, 2 hours ago. So I'm going to choose to walk away, or I'm going to choose to say no, or I'm going to choose to XYZ, maybe a different decision than you would have made before, so that you can walk away and know that you're going to bounce right back to this quickly. This thing that used to get you down, whoever it was, right? Whoever it was that can normally trigger you, and they probably feel pretty good about it when they walk away, isn't going to have that satisfaction anymore, because you know that you have done the work, and you know you have the ability to maintain that energy, maintain it and mean it and keep it and move towards it, because this is the abundance mindset that we're talking about, and it's abundance in all things. Again, we're talking to Tiny Tarot about money, but I feel like once you take this on and you really, really, really start to get it, the Three of Cups comes up next. Of course, it doesn't just benefit you. It benefits everybody around you, and they celebrate you for that. And of course it would. Come on, if you're somebody that's been struggling and not feeling that great about your finances, just about maybe even just where you are in life, and you make this 180 and you say, you know what, from now on, I'm going to, instead of moping, instead of being, things just haven't gone, I'm too old, it's too old for me to try this again, I had these dreams, but they were, and I worked the law of attraction, and I did all that stuff, and I read The Secret, and it just didn't seem to, let's look at that and just take that down to the bare bones and say, come on now, let's look at everything with the lens of satisfaction, and just make a habit out of that, even if it's just to make you feel better. Come on. Oh no, I felt better for a little while, but see where that takes you. And those of you that really, really do, as I am now, and that as I'm going to continue to do, Earl, and especially when we get advice from Tiny Tarot, come on now, we're working this stuff too. This isn't just
Yes.
I mean, it's great for those of you that are also getting to participate, but this is really groundbreaking stuff for us, and we're working it all the time, and I'm not giving up. This feels too good. I'm having so much fun.
I
am
have you on this
relaxed.
because I'm experiencing something very similar.
Yes, absolutely.
and
Earl the podcast master is along for
like
a
it.
reason.
Yeah.
Because when you make these changes, it affects more than just you. The Three of Cups is a celebration. Those cups are hearts. They're being raised because they are full and they are excited. It's a celebration. And the three is once again, so here we've got the 3 and the 9. It's all good. These are all positive things. This is exactly what you're asking for. Why do you want abundance? So that you can feel good. So that it feels good when your bills are paid. Yes? It feels good when your kid says, hey, I want to go to this college, and you can pay for it. It feels good when your car breaks down and you can go, okay, yeah, also I need new tires. Let's just go ahead and get those. Doesn't that feel good? It feels good where when everybody's going, oh, eggs, and you're like, yeah, I got plenty of, I can get eggs. I've got a friend that has lots of eggs. We're doing fine on eggs. Like, that feels good. You can say, oh, right now I'm satisfied. It doesn't make it less for anyone else for you to feel satisfaction. You don't have to say, well, the state of the world right now, I really don't deserve to feel satisfaction, really. How do we turn this around? How do we turn this around for everyone, not just us, with satisfaction? Oh, should I be satisfied with the terrible world? That's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about what you can affect within arm's length. And we're talking about finances. And how can you not argue that should your finances become, something that is bigger for you, becomes more for you, and then suddenly you feel like now you have enough that you can help with those things that you care about. Wealth and abundance for you affects and uplifts everybody around you, everyone that you touch. So there's nothing selfish about this. This is not a materialistic energy. We're living in we're having a physical experience. So you do have to embrace the fact that that's what we're having. It's a material experience. It's when we put the wrong definitions or we begin to sacrifice ourselves for things that we've mistakenly defined as what was truly valuable and important to us. That's when the devil card comes up. Exactly. But this is not that energy at all. That is understanding what's valuable and important to me, moving towards it, knowing that this is the energy that I dwell within, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue. You're not knocking me off the horse, because I know that there's too much value in this. It affects not just me. It affects the people that I really care about. And it's going to feel so good in those moments when you get the when the emergency comes, when the car breaks down and you can get it fixed, in those moments, what is important to feel in those moments when you do have those successes? That's when the gratitude is important. That's the signal that you're sending to say, hey, A-OK, this is exactly what I needed. I appreciate it. I am feeling grateful in this moment. I am satisfied with what just took place. Not dwelling on, oh, my car broke down. It cost $600. Were you able to pay for it? Well, yeah. Was it painful? Not really. Well, then let's be grateful and satisfied that went in a positive way. And that's how we bring more. Grateful and satisfied brings more grateful and satisfied. And in the places before, yay, all right, hanged man upside down. In the places before where you felt that energy had stagnated, that we had poured all of this, oh man, I really bought into that law of attraction stuff. I really bought into the secret stuff. It really didn't. But now we can feel like that's moving for us. When before the hanged man, and here we have it in reverse. So the hanged man is a man that has been he's hung upside down by one foot. He's not really in pain or anything, but you see that there's a halo around his head. And the hanged man are those moments where you are sort of stuck. You are in a forced change of perspective. So sometimes the hanged man comes along when we get sick. This card will come up like, oh, I had the flu for a while, but it really made me stop and think that there were some things that I needed to work on in my life. Maybe my health should be better, or, an injury that comes along, or just any time that you feel like the energy in your life is booking pretty good. Hey, I found this new thing. I found this new abundance mindset. It's awesome. And then it kind of goes, meh, and it just holds you there for a while. Like there's a piece of information that's missing. And until you see from that new perspective, you're not going anywhere for a while. But this Hanged Man, look at that. He's upside down. So this means we have achieved a new perspective. Guess what? That enlightenment, that the water of this energy that we're talking about is flowing back in. And where before we did feel stagnant, we get to be washed right up. It's like the spider going up the spout, and the rain comes and washes guess what? Where you thought you were stuck, you are no longer stuck. Where you were thinking, what is that missing piece? You no longer have to worry that there's a missing piece, because it is just as simple as satisfaction. How can it be that simple? I mean, how can it be? I've been banging my head against a wall. Once again, it feels like a carrot on a stick. I've been trying to appease something that's bigger than myself, but I've been trying to appease it with this different mindset, and I punish myself if I didn't think right, when really all I had to do was look around and find those things that foster natural feelings of satisfaction within me, and then focus on those and make that feeling of satisfaction bigger. Yes. And then stand up to the people around me that keep telling me that they have you have all these reasons to be dissatisfied. Look how terrible your life is. Look at how expensive gas is. Look how expensive eggs are. And you go, okay, yeah, I see that you're seeing things that way, but I'm choosing to keep a higher goal in mind. And that is that I'm bringing more satisfying things to myself. I'm going to help alleviate this financial displeasure that you seem to be experiencing. I'm doing that by fostering this feeling of satisfaction. I'm very satisfied that I have access to fresh food whenever I need it. I'm very satisfied that my lights and my water are on. I'm very satisfied that even though it's 32 degrees outside, that my house is warm, and that I have pets that also like to stay warm with me. I can find satisfaction in almost every situation. And when I consistently do that, I'm just creating more of that for myself. And that's nothing but good. And where before I felt that, what am I missing? What's happening here? How come I feel like I'm trying to bang my head against a wall? That energy is gone. And a big part of why that's gone is because it's all about the thought process. This is the end of a cycle of incredibly negative self-talk. This is worry. And when you worry, you cannot, this is perfect, Tiny Tarot, thank you so much. You cannot exist in the energy of satisfaction and in the energy of worry at the same time. This is not the same channel. This is, 93.3 The Eagle, and this is Easy 107.9. Like, they are not, you cannot hear this when you are tuned to this. They are two different channels. And if you are wanting to attract more things to worry about, then sure enough, live right here. Live right here, where you just run everything negative that's ever happened to you. Every time that, somebody knocked on your door with another thing to pay another bill. Every time you made the decision, I invested money and it went the wrong way. If that's where you're living, in regret and fear and pain and dread, then that's all you're going to continue to create for yourself. And it doesn't even have to be, because that's the way magically things work. It colors your filter. When you live in this space, your filter becomes colored to where that's all you see about your world, is more things to be worried about, and more things to cause you pain, and more things to regret. You have literally colored the lens that you're looking through until it becomes nothing but this. And all it is shifting that mindset to, okay, well, this is really uncomfortable. Let's just talk about that first of all. This is like having a bully in your head most of the time. And when we can drop that as a habit, I recognize it's a habit, I'm dropping it, and guess what's coming in? I'm going to feel more satisfaction, and I'm really going to be insistent about feeling more satisfaction, even if everything around me is telling me different. Because I know that that's going to lead to so much for me. Celebration not just for me. Celebration for the people around me that I care about. Because this painful, it's the end of a cycle. Tiny Tarot says that's the end of this for you. And a big part of what's coming in here, this ship coming in, is the ability to say, oh, wow. Where before it was very hard for me to drop this, now I feel as if I have more support in doing so. So when I recognize those thought processes and I say, okay, I'm having a little bit of a moment right now, but I'm going to choose that 9 of Cups. Right now in this moment, regardless of what's happening in front of me, I'm going to say, all right, now hold on a second. Before, I would let this ruin my day. But I'm going to, after this interaction, I'm going to walk away from it, and I'm going to make a effort to take a few moments and get myself back as close to a 9 of Cups satisfaction moment, even if it's just like, wow, I feel so much more satisfied now that I'm away from that person. That's satisfying, right? So we're going to do that, and we're going to be more consistent about that, and it's going to bring to us what we want. Oh my goodness, Tiny Tarot. Whew. This is such a powerful wish granted kind of a thing, and it's fun, it's fun to think, wow, are things, but how, okay, I'm going to pull one more from Tiny Tarot, and she says, by the way, I'm saying Tiny Tarot says, by the way, this is going to go a lot faster than what you think. This is an 8 of Wands. And hey, this is number 8. And it's an 8-day, and we're ending on an 8 of Wands. Ooh, I kind of got goosebumps on that. The 8 of Wands says, and get ready for it to move faster than it ever has for you. Okay, get ready for yourself to see results. Now, don't get hooked on those results. Like I said before, oh, this better happen Wednesday. I would like to win the lottery on Wednesday. Well, that's another thing with the law of attraction too, is when you really do start feeling the energy change, it feels natural. And I know that everyone loves to say, I'm going to win the lottery someday. I'm going to win the lottery. But understand that that's like a tidal wave of disruptive energy, where it would be much better if you were just able to take your money faucet and turn it up, like increase the pressure so that you get more and it flows better towards you, and then the flow out and in is nice and even, instead of that crashing tidal wave of cash. Which, again, fun to get a giant check. I'm not going to turn that away from the universe should it choose to do that for me. But I also want my life to be abundant and not disrupted. So I envision for myself my hands under the faucet, and the faucet just continues to flow. And according to Tiny Tarot, you start this process, you hit this, and again, it's not a reward system, okay? It's not, if you do this for me, it's not like I will do this for you. It isn't like that. It's like once you tune to the station of abundance, once you have achieved, and again, you'll dip in and out of it. That's the nature, of I've seen it before, kind of like we're coming in and out of the mountains, when you drive through the mountains and for a while you have very poor radio reception. It's like we've been in the mountains for a while and we're coming out. So we're beginning to, oh, hey, I'm getting the station so much better than I was before. Now I can tune into it deliberately, and it's going to be a lot more powerful for me, a lot more effective for me. And oh my gosh, I can literally taste it. It's right on the tip of my tongue. It's right on the horizon. My ship is coming in. I feel it this time. This is different than it was before. So I'm going to embrace the understanding that time to drop the bullshit. This is what Tiny Tarot says. Come on, look me in the eyeball. Time to drop that thought process that does not do it for you anymore, and you know what it is. And it also means dropping the obligation feeling to be around the people in your life that have a tendency to knock you off of that horse, because we're not allowing that anymore. Hey, guess what? You're not allowed to knock me off my horse. You can kind of blah, 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 and I'll go, okay, I heard you, whatever. And then I'm going to walk away and I'm going to feel completely satisfied with myself, because that's what's bringing me to the next. Satisfied, ready for more. Satisfied, ready for more. Satisfied, ready for more. And what do we get out of that? Satisfied and more. Like, that's exactly it. And then hold on to your pants. That's what Tiny Tarot says. And at that point, once you got that frequency locked in, understanding there's going to be great days, not as great days, feeling it, not feeling it, but primarily that lighthouse has been lit. It's on, and the ship is on its way. And it's going to wind up coming faster than you think. I don't want it to be, yay, tidal wave of cash. All right, let's just say tidal wave of cash. But, something that comes in that makes you go, hey, I'm catching this wave. This wave isn't going to crash over me. I'm catching it. I'm riding it. I'm satisfied and ready for more. I'm satisfied and ready for more. Ow! All right. Tiny Tarot. Dang. Well, this was a pretty good episode 8, magical number 8. I am Low-Key Magical with a K. I am also Christina Smart, and I am on Facebook, Instagram, The Tick and the Talk, and here on YouTube. What's that other place? Rumble. And we're going to be on Spotify pretty soon, so keep the eyeballs out for that. And we're doing very well. We have more subscribers every day, and that's because of you, the people that watch the show. So please like, share, subscribe. If you know somebody that might dig the show, send it their way. We appreciate it so much. And Tiny Tarot says, come on, man, be satisfied and be ready for more, because it is on its way faster than you know. I am Low-Key Magical with a K, Tiny Tarot. Hey, you have a magical rest of your day.